I began working with this group and immediately saw something very, very different in something that's very important to me, and that's the culture of this group of individuals and the culture of this organization. And so what really resonated with me, though, more than anything, was it very much reminded me of an environment that I would have loved to have had my father been a part of at the time of his passing.
When we go into the patient's home, we try to tell them that hospice is about making the most of the rest of their life. It's not about the very end of their life. A lot of people feel like hospice is the last day of your life. That's not true. We try to make the very most of each day. Try to keep the patient comfortable. We provide the medication. We provide staff. We not only have the nurse that comes to visit, we have a social worker, we have the chaplain, we have the nurse assistant, and we have volunteers. Wonderful, wonderful team working together, and our physicians also visit.
My father was entered into the hospital and they quickly diagnosed him with pneumonia, and after one day the doctors knew that he was not going to overcome this illness. After talking to my mother and brother, we knew that hospice was the correct way to go. And for us, there was no question it would be Circle of Life. It meant so much to us that he was not in a hospital. There were no IVs, there were no constant lab tests, blood draws, and he was just able to be in a comfortable environment, a relaxing environment, where his comfort was utmost. If he wanted ice cream at 2 a.m., he certainly had it. And the 13 days that he was there, it just meant a lot to my family to know that this was absolutely the right choice for him, and it's given our family a lot of peace.
From the minute that we got connected with Circle of Life, it just changed our entire experience with Ginger's last few days with us.
She was only in the actual facility for
the weekend.
Yeah, just a weekend. And but I can tell you from our standpoint that it was as if a big weight was lifted off our shoulders. We had been, without knowingly, subconsciously playing the role of physician, both being physicians. And when I walked in there, I felt like I didn't need to do that anymore, that I could just be a son.
It's very, retrospectively, I think you'd say, I wish I had gotten involved earlier. I wish I had gotten plugged in with Circle of Life before now. I think that for her, and I don't know if that was just generational or just for her individually, just the idea of it just made her feel almost as if she was giving up. And so she had to relinquish the idea that agreeing to hospice was not just throwing her hands up in the air and saying, I give up, I'm ready. I wish that we had been able to talk her into getting involved earlier, because I think it would have made a difference for her even weeks before she passed away. It was great the days that we were involved, but I wish that we would even have gotten involved sooner than we did.
We're willing to walk with them regardless of their religious affiliation or their spiritual path they're on. We're non-judgmental, about where they're at, where they happen to be. And they might be angry, they might feel lonely or abandoned or any number of things. And so we try and enter that relationship as a sustaining and a positive presence that's respectful, of their space and of their belief system. So it's very meaningful to sit at a bedside and hear firsthand what a person is learning about life and about suffering and how they're growing through that process. It's very meaningful and very powerful and very fulfilling.
When Mom was sick, everything was just kind of a blur to me. And I remember we received a call about hospice and had heard of Circle of Life, but I had no idea what hospice was. And everything went by so fast that it was nice not to have to make every decision, how we're going to eat, where we're going to sleep, who's going to take care of her, because the doctor can't come into the room for an hour, but there was always somebody to take care of her. You didn't tell mom no. She beat breast cancer the first time, but she couldn't do it the second time. And what she wanted more in life than anything was to be a grandmother. And Tammy and I were expecting, and our son Asher was born 2 weeks after mom passed away. And my mother never got to hold Asher, but she did get to see him, because while we were here, one of the doctors got an ultrasound machine and brought it into her room. And she saw my son's heartbeat. And I remember her smile. In all the pain, she was truly happy at that moment. Thanks to Circle of Life.
I want to encourage you that to learn as much as you can about hospice, to learn as much as you can about participating in hospice, about supporting or volunteering. You will find it such a rewarding experience, one that is unique and one that is rare. And my name is Maxie Carpenter, and I am hospice.
My name is Josh Mostyn, and I am hospice.
I'm Judy Cowan, and I am